Hello and welcome back to the NHL Best Bets. Last night we picked a few total bets and those were pretty good picks because both were correct this time. So in Ottawa, Calgary played second game in a row there and home team played very well, especially their new goalie Philip Gustafsson was man of the match and Ottawa won 3-1. Game was 2-1 and then final score was empty netter there. So very clearly under and maybe even 5.5 or 5 would be good bet here, but we secured a bit hedged to the 6 and good value there for the under in any case. And then bit tighter game in Anaheim, in Minnesota, in St. Paul. Anaheim visited there and result was 3-2 for the home team, under as well, but of course a bit more nail biter as game was already 3-2 in second period, so no goals in third and that was the result as under as predicted. Tommy, anything to complain?
Of course not, just green, so very good picks. In Ottawa, of course, like you said, we could have taken the more prominent under, but this time it was nice to play it safe and not get greedy because it can backfire as well. So good game from Ottawa, good game from Philip Gustafsson in the goal. It seems that he has at least for now found the way to play again behind this team that is not that good defensively, but is hardworking and grinding team. So Ottawa can win these games now. And like we anticipated, Calgary now with the new head coach changed their way of playing to more defensive. They are not losing the puck as much, but it's also killing their offense. So they did not get a lot of chances against Gustafsson. So good game from Ottawa, a little bit to improve from Calgary, but great under and no worries there. In Minnesota or St. Paul, we needed a little bit of luck maybe. It seemed that both teams were scoring from chances that were not even scoring chances, and then they squandered a lot of A-grade chances, especially Anaheim in the third period. I think they hit the post a couple of times. Cam Talbot took a couple of saves. But I do think that the goals that were scored could have been saved if there was Kaapo Kähkönen for Minnesota and John Gibson for Anaheim. So the goaltenders will not get good grades from this game on either end, but it was an under-like game anyway. There were not that many chances and under 5.5 was quite a good bet. So let's do that again.
Yeah, there were many pipes in this game and I think it was 7th minute of second period when the 5th goal was scored, so that's a long time to wait until the end of the game when you have bet under 5.5. But this time,
true nail biter.
Exactly. This time the wait was rewarded with the win at the end, and I was pretty sure that it will go over a few times in third period when there was a real A grade or A plus grade chance for Anaheim, but they just hit the post there. How about other games? San Jose won second time LA at home, and then Winnipeg took convincing victory in Vancouver. How our simulation performed overall last night?
It was a near perfect night for the simulations. The only place where we thought that there might be an underdog winning or at least giving a challenge was in Pittsburgh, where Buffalo now lost, I think, 15th or 14th game in a row. Like we mentioned, we don't have a lot of faith in that team, and they did not perform. Pittsburgh won that game 5-2. So that was the only game that we didn't have side value from. Overall, all the 4 games that were correct made a profit of plus 254. So great side value there. Of course, San Jose was a little bit better again than the Kings. Similar sort of game. I think Kings shot more than 40 times on goal, but they did allow San Jose quite a lot of nice chances from direct attacks, and that's something that will kill a team like Kings if they allow their opponents to get these odd man rushes like they did, and it happened. So San Jose didn't need more than 20-something shots to score 4 goals and win the game. Very similar to the previous one that San Jose won as well. And I have to say about Winnipeg that we've been putting our trust throughout the season. We found a lot of value in there. Again, a great performance defensively, and now also very balanced offensive effort against Vancouver. So a great victory for them as well. So good trends going on for the system, and let's hope our picks keep up as well.
What kind of number we have now generated from the system throughout the season? Because I think this is one of the record season in our 10 years history or 10 plus year history of running these simulations.
Yeah, definitely a record, at least for this point of the year. We've done this well usually in the playoffs, but the regular season usually been a lot more difficult this time. For the side value, we made a profit of plus 1,646, 275 correct, 222 incorrect, so 55% hit rate in these games, which is extremely well, because that's where we're looking for the value, be it underdog or a favorite. And then in the money line, which is usually just a winner, or that's what it means, we do have 63% hit rate. But what is interesting here is the profit that is plus 4,035. So we've been getting these close games as well correct. So this is a huge improvement from usual that we might have plus from the side value, but the money line is much closer to the evens due to the fact that it's usually 50-50 the winner that we take. So anytime there is a team that gets more than 50% by the simulations, it is counted as a money line winner in our papers. And also the totals have gone extremely well, especially now in the past, let's say a month. We are now making a profit of 2,945, which is 55% correct and 45% of course incorrect. We have not beat every game. There is 214 correct, 177 incorrect, which means that there is around 400, a little bit less picks of the totals. So overall, extremely good results, more than 8,000 profit from the season. So let's keep it up and try to break the 10,000 line.
That sounds like a good target for rest of the season, and also our picks have performed reasonably well recently. So last 5 picks are correct or have been correct, and tonight we go again for totals. We bet 2 nights ago Detroit in Nashville under. There's not too much things that have changed since then, so we'll take under 5.5 goals again with minus 116 odds. There's clear value for under here in this game. And then heavyweights of the Honda West division, Vegas goes to Denver, and especially if Colorado plays the worst goalie in Buffalo's history, that wasn't any kind of super convincing in the first game that he played against Arizona a few nights ago. There is a clear over here, 5.5 goals due to great offense of Colorado and not so great goaltending based on this information that we have today.
Yeah, if it sounds that we're being harsh towards the goaltender, it's not our words. It is the beat writer of Sabres who said that. So we're not that against this guy, but yeah, he did not perform well. Jonas Johansson is the guy who we're talking about. Came to Colorado because there was an injury crisis in the goal, and no goaltenders able to play. So did not perform very well. Lost to Arizona. Didn't really impress in any way, and that's something that of course is a worry for Colorado. But the team that can score 5 to 6 goals in a game, even against a team like Vegas, very good defensively, I think this over is a great pick. 70% of the simulations go over 5.5. Even Vegas scores 3 goals, and Colorado is predicted to score 4.1 goals, so 7.1 altogether. So a lot of goals expected, and I do think that's going to happen because these two heavyweights are offensively good teams as well. And if the goaltending situation is what it is, probably have to go and try to outscore your opponent. And then completely the opposite in the other game, Nashville-Detroit. Nashville found their way to win games. It is through defense. It is through their great goaltending. I think Juuse Saros will play again. He's a young guy. It doesn't matter if he plays some back-to-backs and how much he plays. Likes to play. Athletic fella. Great return from injury. And I do think that Detroit's offense can be boxed out by Nashville. So I don't see Detroit scoring more than 2 goals and on absolute maximum. In the simulations, 2.2 goals for Detroit, 2.6 goals for Nashville. So it is quite a close game, about 70% going under 5.5 goals in the simulations as well. So two teams not very good offensively, good goaltending. Detroit, not a lot of offensive production by any means, and Nashville does not have these star players. The only thing that puts a little worry here is their power play that's been working pretty well lately. So if Detroit takes a lot of penalties, then Nashville can score a couple of more. But I do think it will be 2 to 3 goals for Nashville and maximum 2 goals for Detroit.
Let's take a look at a few other games here. There are games with bookmakers have shown as an underdog for home teams. And then there's a clear value in our simulations, favorite or close to favorite. So one game here, New York Rangers goes to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia has been playing quite poorly recently, but do you think there will be bounce back and snap off the losing streak by the Flyers?
That's something that we've been waiting for. So Philadelphia is a better team than what we've seen. Of course, in the early season, we expected much more from the Rangers. Now we've gotten a little bit of that, so they've been improving. The young guys have gotten their stride and playing a little bit better. Kaapo Kakko scored some goals. Lafreniere getting into the big boys game as well. So good stuff going on for the Rangers. But I do think that at home, Philadelphia might now snap the losing streak, and they did lose horribly to New Jersey last time around. So a lot of video again to see how to defend better. That was very bad effort defensively from the Flyers. So I do think that they have a chance. It's 52% for the home team, while the odds indicate around 48%. So this is a home underdog that we are favoring. So if you like that sort of a pick, this is a good game for you.
And I think other similar kind of game is the one that we picked 2 nights ago. So Florida continues to play in Chicago. Chicago won last matchup, and our boy Kevin Lankinen was playing pretty well as a goaltender in Chicago. But do you think they can repeat what they did, or will Alexander Barkov return for Florida and provide the needed upgrade of the game for a road victory?
I think it's going to be very much the similar game. It was well-fought match with both teams putting their best effort. So it was a good game, very close one. I do think this will repeat the same sort of formula, and it won't be as clearly towards Florida as the odds indicate. In the simulations, we do have Chicago as small underdog still, 49% in the simulations, but the odds are around 130 for the home team. So there is value of about 6% for Chicago still at home, even if we do have Florida as moneyline winners with 50.2%. So it will be a close match. I'm expecting now maybe this time it will be that overtime that we were looking for, especially if Barkov is there to score that 3rd goal for Florida.
Is there any other games that you think are worth to bet tonight?
Something I've highlighted is the Minnesota game. They're hosting St. Louis Blues. I think it is the first time these two meet this season. Usually they play a lot together. They are divisional rivals, but now this season schedule, I think some of the St. Louis games were postponed due to COVID. So these rivals meet now the first time. Minnesota, of course, played a lot of games. This is a back-to-back-to-back. So they looked a little bit tired yesterday in their 3-2 win. So maybe a little bit careful approach to this one. But in simulations, Wild still has 60% chance of winning, while the odds are around 55%. So good value for one of the hot teams in the league. Of course, a little worry with this huge load of games they've been playing. But let's see if Kaapo Kähkönen will return into the net. Everything is possible, and I do think Minnesota is a tad better team at the moment than St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, this back-to-back game might be difficult because generally back-to-back games at home during the last 3 seasons, Minnesota win percentage is around 40, while they have been overall winning at home almost 53% of the games. So they have not performed in back-to-back nights as they have performed in general games at home. So let's see how this kind of tiredness impacts them. But I also think that this would be a very even game between these divisional rivals that may end up fighting for the third position in the division.
Yeah, it does also look like an under in the simulations. It's 55%, under 5.5 goals. So probably if the two teams pretty tired, not going for the offense in any way. Minnesota is not that offensive team, neither is St. Louis Blues. So I think it's a defensive battle, but do still think that Minnesota is a bit better.
Let's see how this goes, and also those few other games that we picked. We'll be back tomorrow in detailed analysis of these and new picks for tomorrow night.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.